Emmanuel Macron LREM. The first round of the 2022 French presidential election will be held between 10 and 24 April 2022, with the second round held 2 weeks after the first should no candidate win a majority of the vote. In the first round, a runoff will be held between the top 2 candidates 2 weeks later. The incumbent president of France is Emmanuel Macron of La République En Marche, who won the 2017 election and whose term lasts until the 13th of May 2022. The election will be held just before the 2022 legislative election. Under Article 7 of the Constitution of France, the President of the Republic is elected to a 5-year term in a 2-round election. If no candidate secures an absolute majority of votes in the first round, a second round is held 2 weeks later between the 2 candidates who received the most votes. According to the Constitution of France, the first round of the presidential election must be held between 20 and 35 days before the transition of power at the end of the 5-year term of the incumbent office holder. As Emmanuel Macron took office on the 14th of May 2017, the transition of power is expected to take place on the 13th of May 2022. Correspondingly, the first round of the presidential election will be held between 8 and the 23rd of April 2022, with the second round held 2 weeks after the first. To be listed on the first round ballot, candidates need to secure 500 signatures from national or local elected officials from at least 30 different departments or overseas collectivities, with no more than a tenth of these signatories from any single department. Following the 2017 presidential election, the Republicans sent its members a questionnaire on the topic of the refoundation of the party. Of the 40,000 respondents, 70% voted against an open primary to determine the party nominee. In a document dated the 17th of October 2017, the Socialist Party noted that the financing of the 2022 presidential campaign was not assured, despite economic restructuring, but still planned to spend €12 million, the maximum legally permitted before the first round. According to the report, the party's leadership seriously considered the possibility of not presenting a socialist candidate in 2022. Marine Le Pen, the president of the National Rally, announced on the 16th of January 2020 that she was running in the election. She previously ran in the 2012 presidential election and the 2017 presidential election as the party's candidate, then called the National Front. She came third in 2012 with 17.9% of the vote in the first round and second in 2017 with 21.3% of the vote in the first round and 33.9% of the vote in the second round. Le Pen was elected to the National Assembly in the 2017 legislative election. Jean Lassalle, who ran in the 2017 presidential election under the Resistance banner, coming in 7th place with 1.2% of the vote, announced that he will run again in 2020. Joachim Sonforget, a radiologist who was elected to the National Assembly for La République En Marche in 2017, formed a new political party called Valor Absolue and announced his intention to enter the race for the presidency. He had resigned from the LREM group after posting tweets in 2018 that were deemed sexist. He joined the UDI and Independence group in 2019 before resigning his membership later that year. On the 8th of November 2020, Jean-Luc Mélenchon, founder of La France Insoumise, Mélenchon was elected to the National Assembly in the 2017 legislative election. In September 2021, EELV will hold a presidential primary to determine the candidate of the Pôle écologique. The following candidates have announced their candidacy in this primary.